Hi there, it's Babs here from Babs Gets Crafty, and today I'm going to show you a tutorial for how to make this gorgeous waffle stitch design or this waffle stitch pattern in crochet. This is a cowl. I'm not going to show you it in full detail, but you can see the texture is truly gorgeous, and this is the texture that we're going to be teaching today. We have this lovely three-dimensional waffle stitch on the front with quite a plain stitch in comparison on the reverse. So if you're interested, stick around and I will show you how to get this result. I'm going to be using some Wander yarn from Furls. It's a new yarn line that they've launched, and we shall see how that pans out. I've really enjoyed using it in this cowl already. It's got a gorgeous shine to it. There's a proper review on the website, which I'll link to in the description below. And I'm also using this lovely Furls hook. It's a 5mm to match the worsted weight yarn, and let's get started. We're going to begin by making a slip knot, not a slip stitch. I'm struggling for a moment there for the word. It's a slip knot. So we're going to start with that, and we're going to chain 2. So we're starting out with our chain 2, and we're going to make a foundation rather than a chain to start off with. So we're going to be working some extra stitches at the base of all of our trebles, UK trebles, US doubles. The instructions have both UK and US versions, so despite the fact that I might be flipping back and forth between terms here, the written instructions will be in whichever term you prefer. As with always on the Babs Gets Crafty website, we have both US and UK terms for all of our patterns and techniques. I just think that's probably the fairest way to do it. No one has to then struggle with translations. You can just skip down to the section that you want and then crack straight on with making or experimenting and playing. Let's scoot that yarn out of the way for a moment. We'll make a few more foundation stitches, and then we'll be on our way. There's a foundation. And if you want to know how to work foundations again, I can't remember whether I've already said this or not, but there is a link in the description below. So we have our foundation row here, and I'm just working a very small foundation row just to show you 2 or 3 of these waffle stitches, so that I don't either have to fast forward through vast amounts of me crocheting, or indeed just bore you senseless while I waffle on at you whilst I create waffle stitches. So I'll just zoom in. So we're going to start off with chain 1, and we're going to turn. We're going to work a treble into the first stitch where we've just done that chain 1. So we're going to start that with a UK treble or a US double, and then we're going to work around the post on this stitch. So we're going to pop our hook through from the front, have it go around the back of the post of the previous row, and then we're going to work a UK treble or a US double. This is the first of the 3 stitch repeat, and then we work a treble in the top, or if it's US, a double in the top. So we do 2 of those, and then that's the end of our 3 stitch repeat. So we start with around the post, and then 2 which are set back. So you can see that physically it's further forward, and then these 2 are set further back. So we're now going to work around the post again for the next stitch. So we work around. If you want to know how to do this without putting too much pressure on everything, if you want to know how to do this particular stitch in more detail, there is a tutorial for that, and I will link to it in the comments below and up in the top right corner. And then we move on to the 2 straight trebles or doubles, rather than working around, and then we come to front post, and then standard doubles or trebles, and one final front post, and then we'll final treble just to tidy things up. The written instructions are in both US and UK terms, so whichever you prefer you'll be able to find over on the website Babs Gets Crafty. Again, there'll be a link in the description below so that you can get all the details. It'll tell you the stitch repeats, how to cast on, all of that kind of good stuff. It's all in there. So from here you can see that we've got the vertical rows coming up and possibly the start of a horizontal, but this is going to get pushed forward by the next row that we work. So we're going to chain 1 for row 2, yarn over, and we're going to work a couple of trebles just in the top. And then we're going to start working around the post for the next 2 stitches. So these were the 2 that we worked standard in the previous row, and this time we're going to work around the post. By doing this, it forces the top of the stitch to lean over. So it sort of goes from this to this, so it leans forward, and that's what creates the horizontal row in this particular waffle stitch. It's a very clever way of using different textures and different stitch techniques to force the yarn to be in the position that we want it to be in. So that's the first of our round the posts. Here's the second. A single triple crochet or double crochet, and then round the posts for another 2, and then we'll finish up with 2 just standard in the top of the previous stitch. And then we're going to go back and repeat the first row. This is a really simple stitch. It is a 3-stitch pattern that's repeated over 2 rows. It's really excellent for beginners because it just uses the same stitch. So now you can see that we've got this row really sort of standing out from the back. We've got our verticals and we've got this horizontal row starting to position itself. So 2 more. Another repeat of these 2 rows and you will see that waffle texture really come to life. So one last time, we start with a standard treble. We then work around the post. And then it's just 2 regular trebles or doubles. And these are sitting back from the ones that are forced forward, which gives us part of the texture. Gives us that lovely 3D aspect to the stitch. We work around the post, then we work 2 standard. And then around the post again. You can see it really is a very simple repeat that is a nice, quick, easy one for you to pick up nice and quickly. And once you can see that the lines are starting to present themselves, then that also then becomes much clearer. If you're not 100% sure what you should be doing or what stitch you're in, you can have a look at the fabric around you and you'll soon work out whether you're doing a set back or a set forward type of stitch. And then we'll finish off with one last treble and then turn. So you can see that we've already got this waffle appearance in there. We just need to finish it off with one final horizontal row, and then you can see the whole thing. So it's it is just a chain 1, turn, and we're going to work a couple of trebles in the first 2 stitches. So there we go, that's 1, that's the second, and then we're going to work. Now we 3 stitch repeats, so we're going to have 2 stitches but we work around the back post, around the front post rather, and then we have 1 stitch that we just work as standard. So we're going to go around the post, and we go around the post, and we work as standard, and then we go around the post twice, so that's 1, That's 2. And then we work a standard, and it's a really simple pattern. It seems ridiculous that there needs to be a tutorial, but it helps people who don't learn just by seeing the written word. Some people learn visually, some people learn kinesthetically by actually picking up and doing, and some people learn by reading and then writing those instructions out for themselves and then continuing on with their own experimentation. So hopefully this selection of methods means that you will always be able to find what you're looking for in a tutorial from Babs Gets Crafty. So we've now got our 3 little waffle squares, 1, 2, 3. We have, if I pull this out, we have the row above, have the row below, and we have our verticals coming down for those waffle patterns. And then on the reverse it's quite a flat pattern, which means that it's comfortable against your skin. So that is where we are, and hopefully this tutorial will be very helpful to you.